Okay, we're recording.
Okay, well, we have the recording up. First of all, I would like to thank you guys for taking the time out of your Monday nights. I know that we've all probably had a very busy day at work if you work, so I appreciate you joining. I'm Marian Murphy. I'm a Senior Gold Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. I'm Amy's level 2. I've been with Plexus for around 18 months now, and I was also a major skeptic. Told Amy no a zillion times. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about myself first, and then we're going to go into the topic, just so you can familiarize yourself with me and my journey with Plexus. So I joined Plexus not for weight loss. I actually didn't have any weight to lose, just like Christine. I had health issues. I had fibromyalgia, IBS, migraines, anxiety, and GERD. And Amy kept seeing me post over and over about that and reaching out to me, and I kept telling her no. But I got to the point that I was on 10 prescriptions and I was just miserable. So I said, whatever, I'm willing to try anything at this point. So I did. My journey was long and slow because my gut was obviously way out of control. But about 8 months in, I dropped all 10 prescriptions. So I have an amazing health testimony. Hold on, guys. I'm going to make sure everybody's muted. Sorry to pause. I'm hearing some stuff. 1 second. Okay. So yeah, my health testimony with Plexus is amazing. I actually did not start selling or sharing, as we call it, right? Until, I don't know, like 4 or 5 months in, maybe 6 months. I kind of played around with it. I added some friends to reach silver, but I didn't really want to invest in making it a business because I'm a mommy of 4. And a yoga teacher and a photographer. I'm all over the place. I just didn't have the time. I thought I didn't have the time. So, slowly over time, though, through my health journey, I was amazed by these products. I have a nursing background, and I always chose prescription over prevention. And Amy completely changed my mindset in many ways, not just the products. So I'm grateful for that. So that's my health testimony. My business testimony is very different. So, I took time to really start actively investing myself in this business and really to see the vision. The vision is something that a lot of people, I think, in the very beginning lack because they really don't see the accessibility of it. And I think it was easier for myself to see the accessibility because I have Sarah Taylor and Amy Welch's neighbors. So they're right in front of me, and I see their Lexuses and I see their success, and I've watched them quit their jobs. So it's really been a great motivation for me. But the biggest motivation is the people on my team that I've seen come, to amazing healing. For instance, Shantae, she's my level 2. She's on this call right now. She's under Christina Wybright. She has fibromyalgia. She is a month in. She was just telling me before everybody joined this call, and she's already dropped all of her prescriptions, which is insanely awesome. So, we know that these products are amazing. We know that they work. So that, really inspired my business journey. And, in the beginning, I made the mistakes that everybody else makes and made these salesy, spammy posts. I wasn't compliant at all. I didn't know what the hell I was doing because I believed I wasn't a salesperson, and I thought that I needed to be a salesperson, and that's not the case at all. So that's what leads me to attraction marketing. Attraction marketing is essentially sharing, and you'll see what I mean throughout this call. It's really just sharing your journey and being you and the authentic you and showing people what you can do and what you are doing, the lifestyle changes that you're making that's going to inspire them. And you're going to see that. So I have a lot of amazing stuff for you guys today. I know that some of you just joined. I recommended to everybody else a few minutes ago to get a pen and paper to write some notes down because I have some great tips for y'all. And I also have some homework for you guys at the end of the call I'm going to give out to you guys. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and get started with attraction marketing. So the first thing that I want to share is, I have notes here, so if I look away, just forgive me. I'm trying to make sure I keep on track. Let's see, hold on. Okay, so the first thing I want to mention is attraction marketing versus the law of attraction. They're two different things, but they do go hand in hand in this business. So the law of attraction is like attracts like, right? Positive attracts positive, negative attracts negative. That's a very simple concept. You can break that down in many ways, but I just want you to be aware of, whatever you put out, that's what you're going to get back. So if you're putting out all of this negative stuff, then that's the kind of people that you're going to attract. And you're also limiting your market because you're only attracting negative people. You're not attracting those people that are positive and uplifting. The second thing is attraction marketing. Okay, so that's what the topic of this call. The purpose of attraction marketing is bringing the focus to you and not the products. We all know as ambassadors with our health testimonies and the amazing testimonies that Plexus has put out from all these people experiencing amazing things, that these products work. However, somebody that's new to this business is not going to have that testimony, is not going to have that belief, right? So attraction marketing works by attracting people to you, to your lifestyle, to your change, and what I mean by saying that is, for instance, I'll give you an example. I have people reach out to me on a regular basis and say, I don't care what you're selling, but you look like, for a lack of better words, you look like you have your shit together. That's what they tell me. And they say, I want whatever you have. And at the end of this call, I'll share some of that with you guys so you can see what I mean. So if you attract people to you and then you get them on the products and you keep them consistent on the products, they will fall in love with the products, guys, because these products work. They're amazing. But bringing them in and creating that space for them to feel that they trust you and they believe in you, and you exude that from yourself, and they're attracted to you because of that, it's a total game changer. Okay, and I'm telling you guys this from my experience, personal experience, because I've had major growth from super salesy to investing in my people. So that being said, as far as attraction marketing goes, I want you guys to think about being the brand. What does that mean to you? I don't mean you have to be this super health food junkie athlete. But what I mean is you have to show the people in your downline or the people that you're marketing to. This goes team and potentials, guys. You have to show these people this evolution that you're making in your own space, in your own journey. So if you are inconsistent and you're not showing that regularly, then people are going to spot you as a con and think that you're not being authentic. Not that you are a con, but you need to make sure that you're putting across that message, that you're being authentic, you're being you, okay? So the whole point of attraction marketing is being authentic. The second thing that I want to mention is show accountability. So you can't say, I'm a Plexus ambassador, I believe in health and wellness, I'm doing these things, yet you're posting pictures of McDonald's every day. No, you have to show people stories, your story of how you used to drink McDonald's sweet tea every day, but you don't, and you share that. These are the small things on your journey that you want to share. You share every single step without regret, even if it's crazy, even if you're like, I just can't believe this, share it, because that is what attraction marketing is. It's people watching you grow. And them, through that process, they see, wow, I'm completely capable of this, because it becomes inspiring. Okay, I'm gonna pause for a second again and make sure I have everybody muted because I'm hearing some stuff again. 1 sec. Sorry, guys. All right, let's see. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're going to jump over to attraction marketing related to network marketing. Okay, so you can have attraction marketing in any aspect of any business, but this is specifically to network marketing, the business that we are in, MLM, Plexus, network-based marketing. So there's the A and the B and the C. So this is where you want to take notes, okay? Because there's 3 things that I'm going to mention that you should write down so you can reflect on your personal business later after this call. The first thing is aligning. Align your message authentically, meaning like when you try to sell, like I mentioned before, when you are just salesy, and all you're doing is sharing all these salesy posts, you can come across fake, and people can spot a con like from a mile away, and that's going to kill your business. They're going to run. They're going to be like, ugh, I don't want to even buy from this person because they're nauseating me with this overload of sales. It's all about the journey, guys. So aligning is the A. Make sure that you're aligning your message authentically, okay? That's the first bullet point. The second one is believe. You have to show belief. There is nothing in this business more important than belief. I've learned that from Sarah Taylor, and I've learned that from Amy. If you do not show your belief, then you're the people that are underneath you that don't have the experience that you have or don't have the knowledge that you have are not going to have that belief. That is what attraction marketing is, guys. You show that belief every day in your journey, and they pick up on that, and they want to be a part of it because it's exciting. You know, it's exciting to know that I know somebody can change. I've seen them change. I've watched their journey. I believe, even though I haven't experienced it personally yet. So A is aligning, B is believe, C is communicate and connect. Okay, communicate or connect. You can call it whatever you want. So that is consistently follow up. Follow up is so important, and it's a part of attraction marketing, because if you do not follow up with your team, if you do not follow up with your potentials, if you do not build those relationships with your potentials, and I don't mean Plexus related, I mean, how's your baby doing that you had a week ago? How are you feeling? How's your mom that's ill? You message friends and you build your network. I'm all about timing. My business, I wasn't a super recruiter, guys. I didn't come in here and recruit 50 people and make it to the top. I focus my business personally. Yes, it's a slow growth, but I know it's going to be a lasting growth because I take time to build incredible relationships with anybody. Potentials, it doesn't even matter if they never join my Plexus team. It's all about relationships. So by doing that, number one, it creates a presence. It creates your presence and it creates trust. If you want your people to stick around for the 90 days and you want them to have those amazing benefits of these products that you have experienced, or even if you haven't yet, you have to create trust, okay? Trust is super important, and trust comes in relationship building. You're not going to trust somebody that throws all these spammy posts everywhere and they join quickly and there's no trust there. It's all about relationship. And it's okay to be a major recruiter. I totally commend those people, but you still have to establish that relationship from that point forward. And that leads to product consistency, like I was mentioning. So all of that being said, it probably begs the question, how do I do attraction marketing personally to you? How does that translate to you and your business? How are you going to do it? Okay, so let's talk specifically about social media. I came up with 3 R's that I want y'all to write down, okay? Reach, revolve, and relate, okay? Reach is, are you reaching a variety of audience? Meaning, on your social media posting, are you reaching people that are not typically people that would be in your color? If you're not familiar with the colors, there's 4 colors. It's red, green, blue, and yellow. We have a lot of information on that on Rockstars. You can research that, reach out to me, reach out to Amy. We can help you with that. But you want to make sure that you are reaching a variety of personalities. And you do that through your posting. So if you're posting all to one color, then you're not going to attract the other 3 colors, and you are limiting your market. You want to grow your market, and that comes in personal growth and learning these tools that we provide for you. So you want to make sure that you reach out, you expand, you find ways to expand from your comfort zone of your little market, okay? Revolve. So I came up with this one, and this is something I've kind of adopted for myself that I haven't even really shared, so I've kind of pioneered it, and you guys are the first ones to get to hear it. So with my posting specifically, I revolve my posts. I have product posts, I have humor posts, I have things that I'm into that, you know, make me separate from other people, and then positivity, okay? So I'll go through each of those, and you can write these down as well. So product doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be, here's BioCleanse, it helps you poop. It can be like, oh, today, oh my gosh, like, or it can, okay, let me give you an example. I remember when I was so bloated all the time and it sucked, and you can add a funny meme to it, or meme, or whatever you call it. And then you're referencing BioCleanse, and then you can use the hashtag BioCleanse. You don't have to use a picture of BioCleanse and say BioCleanse helps you poop. You want to get creative with it, because creativity is what attracts people. It's just like storytelling. You know, like we talked about at Super Saturday, if anybody attended. In every post, I try to tell a story that's relational to people, that they can laugh at, or they can relate to, or they can feel within themselves. So that's the product. You want to make sure that you're at least, I think we recommend 2 Plexus posts a day, Amy, with products, 2? Yeah. Okay, so the second thing is humor. Guys, you all probably already know this. People love to smile. They love to laugh. And it is so attractive. Humor alone can draw people into you. It doesn't matter if you're not, you know, the super funniest person ever, but if you see something and it's funny to you, screenshot it or save it to your phone and share it and say, I took this from my friend, whatever, it's hilarious. And bring humor to your page. The third thing is what represents you yourself, okay? Your niche or your niche or whatever you call it. What is it that makes you separate? For instance, mine, most of you, I don't know all of you, but most of you know that I'm a yoga teacher, and my niche is yoga. And I have people tag me all the time in yoga posts. They will find something yoga and think it's funny, or they see a yoga shirt and they'll tag me, because I'm using attraction marketing, and I'm sharing myself with the world in social media, and they know that I love yoga and that I'm a yoga teacher, and they tag me and stuff because I market that, okay? So that's just one example. If you love dogs, post about your dog every day, you know, and when people think of you, they're going to think about your dog. Anything that's authentic to you, because we want to stay authentic with this. We want to be ourselves. You want to show yourself is my point. So,
can I give an example?
Yeah.
I have gotten tagged probably dragging post.
Yeah, exactly. And I was actually going to use that in a minute, so I'm glad that you said that. So Adelaide's Dragon Rider, that's precious. And it's true. And also, Amy, with your mom life stuff, real life. You know, I see people loved your real life, and they actually started doing it and using that hashtag for themselves, and they adopt it. And that's the thing. That's what you want to do. You want to attract people. You want people to think that, you know, you're awesome. You know, and everybody on this call is awesome. We all have some crazy awesome stuff to share with people, but you just have to get out there and you have to share it. Okay, so the last thing is positivity under Revolve. Okay, so we have product, humor, what represents you. Oh, and I want to say one thing real quick. Keep the things that represent you to at least 3, 1 to 3. Because if you get all over the place with it, if you're like, I love flowers and I love cars and I love photography and I love this and I love that, it's not condensing what you want your audience to see. So for instance, I have yoga, photography, and Plexus. Those are my 3 things that people recognize me for. So think about up to 3. It can be 1. But you want something that people are going to, when they see that thing, they think of you and they're like, oh my gosh, you have to see this, you know? Okay, so moving on now to positivity. So we have product, humor, what makes you who you are, and positivity. Guys, this is huge. People on social media are so negative. I remember a while back in the leaders thread, we were all chatting about how we broke up our friends list from Plexus to or anybody non-Plexus. And we were like, oh my gosh, all these non-Plexus posts, all I want to do is go over and read my Plexus friends post because it's so negative. It's so easy to fall into the negative. Our brain is biologically driven toward the negative. I read tons of studies and books on this. Like, we predominantly go toward the negative side. And if you move your mind purposely daily to a positive side, it literally reshapes the structure of your brain. So you have to be positive in your daily life and in your network marketing. If you're not, then people are just honestly are not going to be attracted to you. Yeah, we all have crap that goes on in our lives. And yeah, we have bad days. And yeah, we want to dig our head in the sand sometimes. But it doesn't mean you go and blast them on social media, because it's going to kill your business, point blank. And I'm being dead honest. So some ways that you can do that, and this is your revolving posts, okay? So these are the 4 posts that I want you to aim to make daily, okay? So a product post, 2, Humor can be one, or you can incorporate humor in every post if that's what you are. Your representation of yourself, you can do one. And then positivity, I want you to at least post one positive post a day. And it can be multiple things. It can be a positive meme, or inspiring quotes, or a great article that you read about a volunteer that just tugged on your heartstrings. Anything that's gonna show that you're moving towards the positive mindset. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're the most positive person on the planet, but if you move there, you're eventually going to see that you get there. And then you attract those people that follow you, that come with you, that walk this journey with you, are going to go to that same place naturally. It's just what happens, okay? Because people crave it, right? Okay. So we had reach, revolve. Now we're moving down to relate, okay? Do you actively relate? Okay, how do you relate to people? Vulnerability. This is a tough one, guys. When you are building relationships with your people, do you share your vulnerabilities with them, or do you approach them as a Plexus salesperson? Do you share with them? You don't have to share your deepest, darkest secrets, but you can share fears. You can share sad stories, or whatever it is that makes you vulnerable. Open up. I cannot tell you how many people, guys, that I've opened up to that are the closest to my heart because I set that pace for them. They never would have done it if I didn't initiate that, because people are scared. People don't trust. People have fear. And it's scary. It's scary. So not only are you opening up to, be their Plexus ambassador, but here you are now showing them that you are their friend and that they can trust you, because you're opening your soul to them, and they feel safe to do the same when it comes to product and relationship. Okay. So that's really important. Make sure that you're vulnerable, because we teach from our vulnerabilities. We really do. I do that as a yoga teacher. I do that as a Plexus ambassador. Like, I'll tell my people, look, I don't have all the answers. I'm still on my growth path, and we're going to do this together, and that kind of stuff. Even something as simple as that. That's really important. And that goes back to relationships. As long as you're vulnerable, you can build incredible relationships. A lot of the strongest leaders on my team, they know pretty much everything in my life. And we are a sisterhood. I've had a lot of these amazing rock star recruiters come to me and say, how do you get all these business builders? Like, I've recruited all these people, but how do you get these business builders? And my answer is always relationships, because relationships is what it comes down to. That friendship, that synergy that Amy talks about all the time, it's super important to be close to your people. And that goes back to years in sales. You want them to trust you. You want to be attractive to them, and you want them to trust you. All right, so let's move on to attraction marketing fails. Okay? The first thing is obviously negativity. It's got to go. You got to get it out. If you have negativity, you're just like everybody else in the social media world, and there's nothing that separates you. That's not attractive. Nobody is attracted to negativity. Anytime I see a negative post, I'm like, scroll, and sometimes if somebody's way too negative, honestly, I'll unfollow them, because we absorb that as people. We don't even realize it. Like, we can be scrolling through, say during the election, and everyone's like Hillary and Trump and Hillary and Trump and Hillary and Trump. I had to put my phone down. I couldn't look at it anymore. And you don't want to be that. You want to set the pace for, a revolution of positivity. So get rid of it. Save your negativity for your girlfriend on wine night, or your husband, or whoever you confide in. Don't put it on social media, because it's not attractive. And let's see, hold on. I'm losing track. Let me check in with my notes. Okay, so that being said, though, if you're having a bad day, what you can do is you can turn it into inspiration. You can be vulnerable on social media, just like you can be vulnerable in building your relationships. So, for instance, I have a post that I made the other day that's like, not every day, or a couple weeks ago, not every day is the best day, but the next day is a new start. And I was just having a bad week with my kids, and I totally forgot about a yoga class I was supposed to teach. It put the owner in a really bad spot, and it's not like me, and I just felt horrible about it. And instead of digging my head in the sand and hiding, I made a post about it, and I said, you know what, guys? I'm not perfect. Like, I had a horrible day. I messed this up, but you know what? I know tomorrow is a fresh start, and I'm excited. You know, like, if you take that, you can still use that place that you're in as inspiration for people. You know, you don't have to hide and pretend that you're always positive, but just be tasteful with it and turn it into a positive. And you'll recognize that that changes within yourself too. You know, like fake it till you make it. Even if you make that post and you turn it into something, you might start believing it, because that's how positivity works. The more you practice it, the more positive you are. Okay. Second thing on attraction marketing fails is lack of consistency. And I've struggled with this throughout my journey. I know everybody does at some point or aspect. I mean, lack of consistency in everything. Lack of consistency in follow-up, in posting, in reaching out to people on your team as far as, you know, setting goals for them. Consistency on products. If you aren't consistent on your products, you can't expect your followers or your potentials or even your team members to be consistent. And you're not going to feel good. So then you're not going to want to be positive. So consistency is super important. So if you plan out those revolving posts, it can just hit you, okay? And you just post it. It doesn't have to be timed out daily, this post at this time, this post at this time. Yeah, there's better times to post, that's for sure. You know, you can look further into that after this call. I'm not going to go into that. But just make sure that you make those revolving posts. You show your revolving life, and you're not too heavy on one side and too heavy on the other side. Okay, so now moving on to another thing for fails. Keep it clean. No vulgarities, guys. Like, people, and the thing is, yeah, you might have a market like that is attracted to vulgarities, that thinks, you know, like cursing and, you know, sexual connotations or whatever is funny or enjoys that. But what you're doing is you're limiting your market to those people that makes uncomfortable. So it's just best to go with the rule of thumb of none. There is a way to tastefully do it. You can tap it in there every once in a while if it's like a funny, silly thing. For instance, somebody posted some LuLaRoe pants that, you know, one of the flowers looked like a weenie, and that was really funny. But you don't want to do that constantly, you know? You want to just tastefully add it in there if you have to, if that's your authentic self. Like, if your whole network is people that say, F this, F that, F this, F that, and they're not going to be turned away from that, that's fine. But you're limiting your network if you stay like that. You see what I'm saying? So be tasteful with it if you have to do it. Don't just constantly have vulgarities on your page. And then another thing is, as far as keeping it clean, is, I mean, your food and your beverages too. Don't post pictures of McDonald's. Don't post pictures of sweet tea or Coke or any of that stuff that's bad for you. If you're unaware that that's bad for you, please reach out to me. I'm a nutcase with this stuff, and I'll help you. But people, like I said, can spot a con. And if you're saying that you're making this evolution and that you're changing and you're moving towards this healthy lifestyle, but you say, oh, I drove through McDonald's today and got a double cheeseburger, where's your authenticity? You know? And I still recommend that you don't even do that. You need to be authentic to yourself too, because you're not going to have any success. All that stuff's going to go against the products. So you have to be authentic to yourself, and you have to be authentic to your market. Okay? And I live by that, and I've learned that. You know, I don't eat or drink any of that stuff anymore, but I'm not perfect, guys. I did years ago, but I made that change, and I definitely never shared that, you know? Okay, so now that we've gone through that, I'm going to screen share. I want to show you guys my Facebook page. I want to show you how I revolve. It's not down to a science right now. I've kind of just like started adopting this concept, but I'm going to scroll through my Facebook, and I'm going to reference a couple of posts and show you what I mean by the 4 steps, or wait, let me go back, hold on. The revolve, the product, humor, what makes you you in positivity, okay? So just hold on a second. Let me screen share. 1 second. Can y'all see? I can see you. Okay. Let me minimize you. X out of all of this. So the first thing you want to look at is you want to look at your cover photo and you want to look at your profile picture. Is it attractive? Is somebody going to come to your page and say, I really want to know this person? Or, you know, like you don't want it. Also, another thing that you don't want it to be is Plexus products or a Plexus graphic, because that comes across salesy. You don't want people to see that. You want people to see you, because attraction marketing, like I said, is you. It's selling yourself and then getting them on the products. And then, you know, over 90 days, they're going to love the products, but you have to draw them into you first. Okay. So I'm going to show y'all some examples as far as what I said. So here's positivity. Okay. Your life is your message to the world. Make sure it's inspiring. Next one is Plexus. Okay, so here is how, see how I used a profanity? It says bitch, but I don't always do that. It was tasteful because I don't curse often at all on my Facebook. But you see in the post here, I referenced Harvard Medical Studies, hormones, mood stabilizers, and how Plexus helps with gut health, or how gut health is important, not specifically Plexus. So here's a Plexus post, a product post. This is considered a product post. Like I said, it doesn't have to have a product picture in the post, okay? This is Plexus too, but this was my journey whenever I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. So then I keep scrolling. Here's my life. This is me singing to my son. This is pretty vulnerable for me because I'm singing and I don't like to sing for people, but it's me sharing my journey, okay? Who I am authentically. This is yoga. This is one of the things that, you know, makes me me, separates me from the world, that makes me special as myself. Here's, okay, that's a profile picture. That doesn't count, but it is positivity still. Here's yoga. Sorry. I'm trying to get to humor. Okay, so here's positivity again. Here is authenticity. I'm sharing my clean eating. You don't have to do that, but you should, because if you show your people that you do. Okay, so here is a great example. This is humor and Plexus. You can get creative with it, y'all. It doesn't have to be 4 posts, you know, every day in general, but if you incorporate the 4 elements, that's what's important. So, you know, if you're not my friend, like this is a heartfelt post. If you're not my friend on Facebook, add me or you can follow me. Let me stop sharing here. And you can go and further view my Facebook page, but you will see that all 4 of those elements are consistent on my page. And if you adopt that, you're going to be attractive to people. I promise you. Okay. So let me flip back over here and make sure I'm still on track. All right. So where are we at? What time, Amy? How much time do we have? Oh, we still got plenty of time. Okay.
Yeah, keep going. You're good.
So I'm going to share, I was going to make a PowerPoint and all that stuff, but I'm just going to read to you guys some messages that I get from people about attraction marketing. Let me pull it up. Hold on 1 second. I'm going slow. Okay, so my friend, for instance, Kayla, I've been talking to her for maybe 6 months about Plexus. And she's one of those people that's been really intense and I tried to get her on the phone and she's fallen off and blah, 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 right? So randomly the other day, she said, okay, so I posted a post about my kids, like mom life. So mom life is one of my authentic, you know, representations. And she said, seriously though, besides Plexus, how do you balance your whole life? You have 4 kids and I constantly see you teaching a class, cooking awesome food, dressing cute, going places. Oh my God, I get overwhelmed dragging my 2 to the grocery, LOL. That was because I market attractively. That's why she sent me that message. And I said, girl, honestly, it's plexus. When your body is balanced, you feel energetic. Yoga helps keep me calm too, but it's because of the two. I also have the kids on a tight schedule. Everything runs so smoothly when you know what to expect. And she said, maybe I didn't give it enough time because she had tried plexus before. But I saw no difference with plexus this go round. My boy stays on a schedule mostly. Okay, so, and then she goes on to talk about my yoga picks. I said, yeah, you have to give it a minimum consistency of 90 days. And I make sure that I educate people on this. Because people, we all know, come in thinking that they're going to get a quick fix. Education is huge. You need to make sure that they're aware that it's not going to happen overnight. And you need to go into the explanation of that. You know, don't get too crazy with it because then they're going to be like, ugh, overwhelmed. But they need to know that gut health is different than some weight loss pill that's going to strip their muscles and all of that stuff, right? So I told her she had to give it 90 days. And I told her, I always refer back to my journey when I'm talking to people. So I told her how long it took me to drop my prescriptions, how long it took my energy to relate or to get there. And if you don't have a personal testimony yet, that's okay, because we have a whole page full of amazing testimonies that you can share with people to show them that it's a journey. I mean, every single one of those testimonies in the Plex It Forward page is a journey. There's nobody on there that's like, oh, 3 weeks in, I lost 50 pounds and blah, blah, blah. No, that's not the case. They all have a journey, but at the end, you know, in the middle of their journey, even if it's 6 months, they're experiencing incredible benefits. And you have to build that belief. So then I'm going to share one more with you guys from my friend Brittany, because it's a little bit different. It references me compared to another Plexus ambassador that she knows. Where is it? Hold on. Sorry, guys. Let me do it this way. Okay. Let me scroll up. So she said that she's miserable and she's sick and all that, right? So then I'll go into the message that I'm referencing. She says, I have another friend that sells it, but I met her from working in the bars, which I haven't since her son, but I'd rather stay local as I do my shopping, and local here has nothing to do with Plexus. So I figured I only see you promote Plexus positively without annoying me. So I would rather give you the business than that person. So that goes to show you, I feel bad for that person, but it goes to show you how attraction marketing is totally different than spam sales marketing. And this isn't the only example I have. I probably have at least 20 messages from people telling me that they know someone in their immediate network that sells Plexus, but they don't want anything to do with them. I actually had a customer last month come through a referral from one of my other customers, and she told me that her Plexus ambassador drove her so insane that she never wants to order from her again. She was retail, and she signed as an ambassador underneath me. So that's not attractive, guys. Like and this is me saying from my journey, because I've been there and done that. You know, I've made those mistakes in the beginning, and every diamond I've ever watched on a call, they'll tell you the same thing. They'll say, oh, I was spammy in the beginning. I'm sure we all were at some point. But if the quicker you learn this and move away from that, and you start attraction marketing and being yourself and being authentic and vulnerable, the better it gets. Because that's where you get the long-term believers. That's where you get the product testimonies from your people and consistency. It's not about the business, y'all. It's really not. Like, yeah, we want to work this business. We want to get to the top. We want to be successful. But that doesn't come unless we make successful people. And really, the main priority, and Amy and I were talking about this recently, is getting people consistent and getting those testimonies out of them. Just like Amy got out of me. You know, if Amy wasn't by my side through the rough road when I was in die-off and all that crap, I would have given up. And I never would have turned into a business builder. But she stuck by my side, and she had a relationship with me, and that's what's important. Is that. I know Shantae, Christina's very close to you. She helps you out a lot. I'm just saying that because I see your name right there. But there's a ton of us on this team that do that. I'm not saying that everybody doesn't do it. I'm just saying it's very important. Okay, so Last thing is, I'm a yoga teacher. I believe in self-love. This is what I want you to put on the very top of your list. I was actually going to start the call with this, but I forgot. So I'm glad it's coming in at the end because I think it worked out that way for a reason. If you want to be attractive, you have to feel attractive. And I don't mean physically. I mean on the inside. So what does that mean? You have to fill your cup. What is it in your life that fills your cup? What do you enjoy? What makes you happy? For me, it's yoga, dancing, hanging out with friends. There's lots of things in our personal lives, spending time with your children, whatever it is that really just, we all have things that make us happy, but I want you to pinpoint those things that just build you, that make you passionate, that make you the best version of you, okay? You have to fill your cup. If you are just pouring out, and you're not, that takes away from authenticity, that takes away from consistency, that takes away from happiness, that takes away from your business overall. That is the most important thing. The very first thing on your priority list should be self-love. You need to love yourself, you need to honor yourself, and you need to show that to yourself. You need to do things that honor you, okay? So you have your cup, and you fill your cup, and you fill your cup, and you fill your cup, and then eventually it just overflows into the people around you. But you can't overflow if it's not filling. You have to take care of you, okay? So everybody make that commitment every day. So I have homework for you guys, all right? Here's the homework. Write it down. 1 is discover what it is about yourself that fills your cup. Really fills your cup. What makes you happy? What makes you just light up, okay? Figure it out. It can be 2 or 3 things or whatever, or 1 thing. Everybody's different. Now that you've figured this out, the second part of it is, I want you to commit to doing these things 3 to 5 times a week. I know we're all busy, guys. I know that, we're moms, we work, whatever. But I'm telling you, if you do not squeeze in time for yourself, you're not going to have quality time with anybody around you. Not even your family. It's not even just specifically Plexus, okay? 3 to 5 times a week, I want you to commit to doing that for you so you can give, okay? The second thing of the homework list is I want you to review your timeline. So after we hang up this call, I want you to scroll back. I don't know, some of you might be brand new to this, so this might not apply to you, but for those of you seasoned ambassadors, scroll back through your timeline, and I want you to look at these bullet points, okay? Number 1, are you consistent on your posting? And I want you to be real with yourself, like really real. Nobody's judging you. This is you assessing your business, and this is me giving you advice to make sure your business is successful, okay? So ask yourself, are you consistent with your posting? All the time, okay? The second thing is, are you negative? I want you to, while you're doing this, every time you see a negative post, make a little check mark next to this on your homework so you can count how many times. And you can go as far back as 6 months. I'm just giving you a month to give you, a generalized view of who you are as a person on social media. But you can go back as far as you want, guys. The third thing is, are you authentic? Meaning, are you making those 4 revolving posts? Can people see who you are? Or are you being fake? Are you not being true to yourself? Me on social media, guys, is exactly who I am in real life. I have things that are going on in my life that I prefer not to share because it's just not people's business. But if you see me on social media and you meet me in person, that's the person that I am. And I know that most of you that know me can admit to that. And Mandy's smiling, right? You know that, right? Okay, so be authentic. Can you look at your timeline and see you? That's what I mean by be authentic. When you scroll through your timeline, are you seeing, this is definitely exactly who I am? That's what I want you to look for. Okay, so another thing that you can do, and I don't know if this is out of your comfort zone, but as yoga teachers, we ask each other for feedback. And feedback includes one positive thing that we loved and one thing that we have room for growth. So you can reach out to a sideline, or you can ask your boyfriend or your husband or your best friend, anybody, to go through and review your timeline with these bullet points and tell them to ask you tell you one thing they loved about what you represent on social media and one thing that they think you need room for growth. This is how we grow, guys. Criticism is so difficult for people, but it is exactly how you get beyond your finite vision of where you should be. Don't be afraid to reach out. You can reach out to me, Amy, your best friend in Plexus, a sideline, whoever. Ask for that feedback. Feedback is huge, guys. It helps you grow, okay? So then the next thing is, I want you to write down the areas that you know that you need to grow. For instance, say, I don't have enough positivity, or my product posts are too spammy, or I don't show enough of myself. People don't know that I love dogs. I'm obsessed with dogs, but by reviewing my timeline, I realize people can't see that. That's the kind of things that you need to write down. And then I want you to commit to starting a path of moving into that, of showing that. Okay? Because that's how you're going to become attractive, by becoming authentic and showing you what separates you from the rest. Okay. So that's that. And what I want you to do weekly, this is weekly homework, is do this review to your timeline. The same review. Because sometimes we're, really on for a week or two, or a month or 2 months, and then we fall off. So constantly checking in on a weekly basis and reviewing all of that is going to make sure that you're staying on that attractive timeline. Okay? So I would like to end with this quote before I'm going to open it up for questions. Is that good with you, Amy? We got a couple of minutes. Okay. Where'd the quote go? Okay. So regarding the law of attraction, I read this quote and I really liked it. And it says, the law of attraction will certainly and unerringly bring you to the conditions, environment, and experiences in life corresponding with your habitual, characteristic, predominant mental attitude. Keyword is mental attitude. You get back what you put out, y'all. That's really, in the simplest form of attraction marketing, like attracts like. What you put out is what you receive. And self-love is the most important thing, because you can't put out if you don't give that to yourself, and you can't give it to others. Okay, so I'm going to unmute. Amy, do you just scroll through and unmute everybody?
You can unmute all.
Okay.
And then go ahead and stop the recording.
Okay, let me stop it.
And I'm going to mute